Hello, my name is Maverick Collins. This is my solution to exercise 1 for CST-105, Introduction to Java Programming with Instructor Dave. So the synopsis of the assignment was to create a script that would prompt the user for a integer and then compute the sum of all the digits entered by the user. So for our assignment, it was just to work for 5 variables, but I went ahead and went a step further to create a script that could work for any size integer that the user or number that the user inputted. And I will demonstrate that now. So I guess before that, let me briefly go over my code. So we opened up a project and created a class here in Java, and we first prompt the user to input a number. Then scanner creates a new variable, or I guess that's here, input, then captures that input that the user created. And then once the scanner captures the inputted data, it's going to go into this while loop. And while the input does not equal 0, it's going to compute this code. So yeah, I did on my first attempt created a for loop, and that was cool. It worked for a number up to 5 spaces long or 5 digits long. But I went ahead and, like I mentioned, wanted to challenge myself and have it work for all use cases, which is what you see here. So anyhow, so what it's going to do first is take the input, do a modulus of 10, and what that's going to do is capture the remainder of the number. So for example, if I entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here below, it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mod 10, which would be 5. Mod will then be equal to 5. It'll then compute the division, integer division of input divided by 10, which in this case, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's going to work. So then it's going to go ahead and count. Counter's initialized up here. We initialized it with 0. And it's going to add the mod, what's the remainders left. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to take mod, add it to the counter, and set counter equal to 5. We're then going to reassign the input to whatever the output was of the integer division. So in this case, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, input divided by 10 is going to equal 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's going to be reassigned to the input. So now input equals 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to go back in the loop, and it's going to run input 1, 2, 3, 4 mod 10, which is going to be 4. We're going to add that to the counter, so the counter's at 9, and then it's going to rework division. 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 10 is going to be 1, 2, 3. Input now equals 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3 is going to go back in. 1, 2, 3 mod 10 is going to be 3. We're going to add that to the counter. So we're at 5 plus 4 plus 3, which is that 9, 12. And we're going to be left with the division, integer division of 10, which is 1, 2. Input equals 12. It's going to run back up to the top of this loop. Input mod 10. You're going to be left with 2. Counter plus mod is 2. Plus 2, so you're going to be at 14. Then it's going to integer divide by 10, and you'll be left with 1. Input equals 1. Going to run through the loop. Does input equal 0? Nope. 1 mod 10 is 0. Excuse me, 1. And input divided by 10 is going to be 1. And then it's going to compute the total counter. And the counter is equal to, so for this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it should be 15, which it is. You can see here. and it outputs the final count of this little loop. This would work if I wanted to run it again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be 6 plus 15 from the last case, which should be 21, which it computes correctly, 21. Let's see if this one to work for 1. Let's say we just entered 1, or 1, 1 should equal 2. There you go.